Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Formula 7 Realistic. We're here in Saudi Arabia for round number 4 of the Formula 7 Realistic calendar. Season 7. Wow, it's been a long journey, and it's we're 4 rounds into the 7th season, as well as the 11th season in our tier system, which, wow. But yeah, we've got Jeddah coming up, so keep an eye out for very fast speeds. And unfortunately, I don't know if Nathan will be joining us today. You also will need to give me one more moment just to do one quick little thing. Do this, that, and then I go here. No, wait. Actually, could I do it on... Is it going to give me it? I don't think it's going to give me it. Well, we'll just go to thingy and do it this way. And done. Cool. Alrighty. That should be everything. I don't know why it's still not. Alright, yeah, because I need to push this button. There we go. All is well and all is working. We're back in it once again. So let's get into the main screen and get into qualifying. Sounds. We got an Alpine out first. That is Tojo. How's everyone doing, chat? How's everyone today? Fingers crossed we don't have any issues with the PC. / internet / whatever goings on in my house. But yes, here in Jeddah, it's going to be an interesting Grand Prix. We've got Jack reserving from, well, in the place of Reese. We also have another reserve, few drivers actually that are reserving. VRB for Alpine, Tojo, the new signing for Alpine. Jason Haas to replace Jack. And then we also have Banter Brandon in the Mercedes. On a somewhat return to Formula 7 Realistic. He had a very bad last season where he really struggled, and well, now he's back. Hey Alvaro, how's it going, mate? Welcome in. I have a very dry throat and I need a drink, but there's nothing around me. I'm gonna struggle. That was serious, Brandon. Anyways, we're back on board with the Alpine of Tojo, now heading out of turn 27. Activating the DRS to cross the line to start his first lap here in Jeddah. As we go down towards turn 1 into the braking zone, you just want to ride the inside curb a little, and then ride the inside for turn 2. Back on the power around turn 3 and then all the way in towards the very dangerous corner at turn 4. He manages to miss the wall on the left side. Round turn 5 as we go in towards 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and such all the way towards sector 2 as we go now round turn 10, 11 and then into towards turn 12 and sector 2. Let's see what the Alpine has to offer in sector 2. Round turn 13 we go. A nice, beautiful left-hander hairpin onto the power once again, heading through turn 14, in through 15, and then turn 16 as we go in towards the chicane, and then in towards 17. Round 17 met with a brief turn 18 as we now go down. A nice, somewhat of a good straight, activating the DRS out of turn 19, round turn 20, in towards 21, and then onto the braking zone of 22, 23, and then in towards 24 as we now go through another DRS zone through turns 25, 26 and in towards the heavy braking zone at turn 27. We've seen Max Verstappen, Bennett coming out of that turn in 2021, wasn't it? Yeah, 2021. As we're on board with the Alpine of Tojo, who now chooses to cross the white line, and across the line he goes slower than Super Turbo. I didn't even realise that Super Turbo was ahead, but it's CJ3000 now crossing the line, going P1 now. 128.3 seems to be the benchmark to beat for these somewhat middle teams. as the track will obviously warm up towards the end of the session, and we'll see a lot more faster times coming in. Tojo with a 1:30.6, currently slowest on track, as we do have the other Williams of a Cryptic now coming up to the line. What's the Williams going to say as he crosses it? Goes second fastest, 28.9. So that's a benchmark for all the backmarker teams to set. Even Trubo now for the 2/10 slower than his teammate. We do see, I believe that's another Alpine, a VRB, starting his next lap. We do have a few other cars out on track. Jeffy Boy joins the track now, just behind the Williams of, that is Cryptic. Hey guys, how's everyone? Welcome in. How many safety cars says David? Interesting. So I think there'll be 2 virtuals and a full, no, 2, right, 1 virtual, 2 safety cars. Maybe 3 safety cars. Oh, should I go for 3 safety cars? Ooh, that'd be interesting. Anyways, go on board with the Alpine of VRB, who's the next driver to set a lap here in Jeddah. As we go round at turns 16, 17 through turn 18 now. We got 5 safety cars in Vegas. Oh, true. Oh, now that you say that, I'm thinking 4. I'm thinking 4 safety cars. Purple sector 2 for VRB as we go round sector 3 now through 24, round 25 and 26. He does have a car behind him. That is the Rebel of Jeffy Boy, who's just getting ready for his first lap here in Jeddah. As we go round turn 27, back onto the start-finish straight as we use the battery up towards the line, activating the DRS. And what's it going to be for VRB with the purple sector 2? It's only P4 ahead of his teammate, 29.984 for the Alpine drivers. Now go on board with Jeffy Boy in towards turn 1 and 2. People want to see casinos, nobody got true. Do I have a drink in here? I do, but it's no. Might go get a can of Iron Brew. To be fair, I also do need to get my phone so I can check Discord, just in case. Anyways, we're still on board with Jeff Boy, heading round down towards turn 27, out of the DRS zone and into the heavy braking zone as we go round the final corner and on to the start finish straight once again. Let's see what the Red Bull can do. His teammate's currently P1 with a 28.3. What's Jeffy going to say as he crosses the line? 28.1 for the other Red Bull. As I'm pretty sure that's VRB just behind him, followed by Mercedes, I believe, of Banter Brandon, who's just about to start his next run. We do have Ginaudi, Blaze Hunter on a lap. As I'm currently on board with Ginaudi, but it's Blaze Hunter that's going to be on his first lap. No, it's actually going to be Ginaudi, so we'll go on board. If I can push buttons correctly. Why did... Anyways. Just a quick check to see if everything's okay. Yeah, we're good. Anywho's, we're on board now with Brandon, but we do have an Alpine, I believe, coming up to the line. That is not... That's going to be Tojo, who's just come back out the pit lane on a fresh set of softs. Does he not know the session is a full quali, no? Because surely those tyres are used. And he cuts the white line once again. Interesting. As that actually is going to be Ginaudi, so I now need to go on board with the Dutchman. Yippee. So on board with the Excalibur of Ginaudi, rounding turn 27. Let's see what Ginaudi can do. We've seen Hulkenberg get a podium in Britain. Can Ginaudi get in out of Q2? Scores 7th fastest, 31.3. That's a lot slower than Tojo. We do have an Alpine into Sector 3 as Tojo has actually invalidated his lap. We go on board with VRB, who's going to be next, but it's not going to be him. It's going to be Banter Brandon in the Mercedes. Rounding turn 27. Back on the power, tries to follow the Alpine through as the Alpine goes into the pit lane. Banter Brandon up to the line now. What's the Mercedes going to set? It's P3, 28.933, as the other Mercedes just behind him of Fanthinus now crosses the line. And it's an invalidation for Fanthinus, so it means that he's going to have to set another lap. As we've seen Epic OJ go first fastest, not by much, by the way. Only, what, 1400ths of a second to Jeffy Boy. Not bad lap time from Epic OJ as his teammate currently of Blaze Hunter into the pit lane. And he was me thinking he was about to go and set a lap as the two Ferraris are on an outlap, if I can English. We also have, I'm assuming, well, both McLarens out on track at the moment. I think it's going to be Fanthinus, the current championship leader, now heading in towards Sector 3 at turn 22, 23 and then 24. It's a purple Sector 2 for the Mercedes driver, now rounding 25, 26 and into the braking zone of turn 27. Is Fanthinus going to go provisional P1? Shh, we don't speak about it, Jeffy. Anyways, on board with Fanthinus across the line. What's it going to be for the Mercedes? It's P1, 27.470 from the Mercedes, as we do have, I'm assuming, Lewis W. It's not. It's going to be B-Right crossing the line, but I think he's invalidated it, and he does not set a lap time. We do have the Haas of Maxi Block, who has invalidated it, as well as, I'm assuming, Mirko, who's actually went 5th fastest, 28.737 for the V-Carb, as he crosses the line now. To start, I'm assuming, to go for another lap, but we do have both of the Ferraris coming out now, so let's see what Nick and Jack can do as we go on board with Nick, round 27, on to the start-finish straight. Fake Scott, what are you on about? Anyways, Nick crosses the line, goes second fastest. What is it for Jack? It's only P7 for the Ferrari reserve, as we do have the V-Carb of Gold starting the lap behind, as well as, I'm assuming, Jay's crossing the line, goes 11th fastest. Then we do go on board with Lewis W, who goes into the pit lane. He's not set a lap yet, so it's interesting to see Lewis W kind of box there. As Mitch is on a lap, but we do have a car just ahead of him, but I think that's one of the Alpines. Where's no, it's, who is that? That is one of the Alpines. He's just boxed. But we're on board with Mitch into Kicksauber, who goes 11th fastest ahead of Jays, with a 29.186. Not much slower than Super Turbo. As B-Right finally crosses the line and goes P1 in Q1. 5 minutes and 27 seconds left on the session, and a McLaren on top. We do have a V-Carb heading round the final corner. That's Mirko, only up by less than 1/10 of a second. Onto the start-finish straight we go. What's it going to be for the V-Carb of Mirko? Up to the line, and he goes no fast. Well, he does go faster, but no, he does not gain P6 or 5. We do have Blaze Hunter on a lap now. Oh, that's not Blaze, that's Gold. What am I saying? Anyways, the V-Carb of Gold now crossing the line. Go 8th fastest, just behind his teammate. The two Ferraris once again coming up to the line, but they both go into the pit lane. We do have Jays as well just behind us going into the pit lane. And we on board with CJ3000, who has invalidated it. A lot of drivers invalidating it. Very interesting to see. As we do see Mitch, I think, just overtaking his teammate there. I don't think Mitch is on a lap, because I'm pretty sure he just completed one, though. Yeah, the both Saubers into the pit lane. And Lewis W is back on track, if my buttons would allow me to do stuff. Crazy. that was Ben. Oh. Fair enough. Fair enough. Maxi. So we're on board with Maxi Block heading down towards turn 1. Haas has not set a lap time and could be looking to get out. Or maybe out in Q1 as CJ3000 calls it a day. P6 for the Red Bull driver. One of the Aston Martins of Blaze Hunter crosses the line, as well as Lewis W, who's going to finally set that final lap time. Hopefully does not invalidate it. We're on board with Maxi Block though, as we see him, very slidey, heading round turn 9 and 10 as we go all the way down towards turn 13 now. Through the hairpin we go, and Jeff Boy retires as well. I feel like it's going to be an interesting battle from Jeffy to Epic. Both of them very close lap times, as well as Fanfinus and Ben. That's going to be another very good fight as well. We need to see where Lewis will end up though. Currently 19th, and he does have an Aston Martin just ahead of him. Hopefully the Aston Martin gets out of the way from the driver on a lap behind, as we do stay on board with Maxi Block heading in towards Sector 3 at turn 22. Round 23 now, and then in towards 24, and then all the way with the DRS open through 25, round turn 26. As we now go into the braking zone at turn 27. What's it going to be for Maxi Block? He just has this corner and then to the line. As we go round the final corner, up to the line comes the Haas driver Maxi. What's it going to be for the Belgian as he crosses the line? And it's only 19th fastest for Maxi. Wow. That's not what he needs. That's not what he wants to see. As we go on board with Lewis W. And the McLaren yet to set a lap time. He comes up to the line. He has not invalidated it. And Lewis goes 4th fastest. 28.047 for the McLaren. He's in that top 5. So I think he will be safe from elimination. As currently the bottom 5 is VRB, Ginoudi, Tojo, Blaze and Maxi Block. Never mind, Maxi Block's only half a second up. This could be good. The Belgian finally pushing. Imagine that's what he set on a slow lap. That'd be interesting. Is Gold. A lot of people now retiring. We've got B-Ray, Jeffy, CJ, Gold, Jack, all retiring early in the session. We still got a minute left. And there is Maxi Block on an improved lap. He goes purple sector 2. As the Belgian now enters sector 3 with the DRS open round turn 25 and 26 in towards turn 27. He has a little bit of traffic just ahead of him. Around the final corner, you see the Alpines and the Kick Sauber up to the line. We go on board with Maxi Block. What's it going to be for the Haas driver? He's not safe. Maxi Block is out of qualifying. Wow, okay. Very interesting from the Haas drivers. That was Super Turbo crossing the line. We do have a McLaren just behind. That's going to be Lewis W, as well as the Aston Martin, I am assuming, a Blaze Hunter. Oh, actually, never mind. He's off the track. And he retires on track. Okay. Epic OG's back out. I don't know why he's back out. He doesn't need to be back out. But he crosses the line, and that is the session over. So he's just made it to the line and finished that. Well, I guess it's kind of fair. He did go to the line when the session ended, so no worries there, I guess. As we're on board with Jays, he's another half a tenth. It was half a second up now. Around the final corner, half a second would get him into the 29 zeros, and it will keep him safe from elimination. But it will put Mitch down in towards P15 as Jay's only managing 14, 29-1 for the Haas driver. As then we go on board with the Alpine of Tojo. He does have his teammate of VRB just behind him, but I think VRB has, yep, he has invalidated his lap. So we're on board with Tojo, who's just cut the line. What's he doing? Tojo completely corner cuts the final little bend before the pit lane, and that means he will not set a lap. Wow. so unfortunate, as Ginori has also invalidated it, and that is the end of qualifying. These guys having a nice little conversation. That's crazy. These guys are loving the chatter. Anyways, we go on to Q1 results. Be right on top by only half a tenth to Fanfinus, Nick in P3, Lewis W P4, Epic OJ P5, Jeff Boy P6, CJ3000 and P7, Merkle P8, Cryptic P9, and Gold P10. We'll move on to the bottom 5. Blaze Hunter P. I don't watch football, buy me back, simple as that. If I had to choose between Celtic and Rangers, Rangers, man. I fucking hate white and green, man. I fucking hate the uniform. I mean, they did, I swear they used to like do gold, but nah, man, fuck that. Nah. No. Nah, I just don't like Celtic, man. My ex was Celtic supporter. Nah, fuck it. Nah, I'm good, man. No, I grew up in a family of Rangers. Hell, I've actually got to talk to my couple, don't know. But there's only one team that you can truly support, and that's the Scottish team. Alright, nice. As I said, David, I don't pay attention to football. I know like 5 Scottish teams. Mate, literally the only 5 that I know is, what? Celtic, Rangers, and then you've got Hearts, Hibs, and Aberdeen. No, I had that little like. Right, okay, Camden, man, Camden. And as we're on board with CJ3000, the first driver out for Q2 runs, as we now see him heading through, pardon me, turn 5, 6, 7, and then through turn 8, around turn 9, and through turn 10, 11, and then out at turn 12. Crazy. Swear down, like the only thing I see is just likes on Insta. What do you mean? I did my thingy, did I know? I did. Duolingo's lying to me. Great. Anyway, CJ3000 getting a nice toll from his teammate of Jeffy Boy. Purple sector 2 for CJ, but that's only because he's the first driver out on track. As we have the DRS zone coming up, heading round 25 and then towards 26 and 27. You know what's funny, Maggie, right? I didn't even realise that AirJ has an actual, like, proper team. Like a Scottish Prem team. And it's crazy because I literally, like, 20 minutes faded through. Crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff. It's actual too true, man. Actual too true. I don't go outside enough. I'm hoping to when I stop doing realistic and all that and admin stuff is F7. A great day. I'm confused. What's Alvaro talking about? Is this when we went up to Edinburgh? Jeffy Boy crosses the line, not faster than his teammate. That's interesting. Super Turbo, Cryptic, both set laps already. David, do you engineer your drivers, or do you just sit and just do Instagram posts all day? What the hell? How did my mic get muted? What? No. How do... Is it one of these buttons? What? What button muted me? What? Weird. So yeah, Ben has invalidated it. He'll need to go back out. As we see the Aston Martin of Epigoji go second fastest. And then we go on board with Banter Brandon, who goes into the pit lane. We also have Jack out on the track. I don't think he's improving. And that is Nick into the pit lane as well. No, Reese isn't in today, mate. So on board with Cryptic for the final runs here in quali. Let's see what the Williams can do. Can he get into that top 10 and stay there till the end of qualifying? As we go all the way towards turn number 4. As Fanthenis has retired from the session. Oh, he didn't make it. Tojo and VRB. That's a lot of battery used from the Williams driver entering now. Well, the nice straight here with the DRS zone. Crazy has only been 5 minutes. Oh no, we started at 7, didn't we? We don't start at 7:30 anymore. Yep, I did tell you, he does not have enough battery for the final sector. Which means that Cryptic's going to be a pretty slow driver this lap. Around the final corner, up to the line comes the Williams. Will he make it into the top 10? But with that final sector being that slow, I don't think he will. He goes 6th fastest. What about Mr. B-Right in the McLaren? He goes 2nd fastest behind Fanthenis. Wow, the times have ramped up here in quali. The Super Turbo will be the next driver to cross the line. Followed by Mirko, then Gold. As that is Super Turbo crossing the line faster than his teammate. The times are starting to come in. Lewis W starts his final run here in qualifying. But we go on board with Mirko in the Kick Sauber, who has invalidated it. So will he help his teammate of Gold get out of that the bottom 5 and into the top 10? Mirko's not going to make the line, so if I was him, I would back off and allow his teammate to get a little bit of slipstream. Purple sector 2 for Gold. He sees his teammate just ahead of him. Mirko is going to give him a slight bit of DRS advantage, as well as a little bit, well, not DRS, slipstream advantage. There we go. Purple as we go into the final corner. Gold now up to the line just behind his teammate. What will the V-Carb do as he crosses the line, using all the battery he has in the tank, and he goes 9th fastest. Will that be enough to keep out of the bottom 5? We do have Jays in the Haas coming around the final corner to finish his lap here in Jeddah. DRS open and up to the line comes the Haas driver. He goes P11 and is out of qualifying. We also have Banner Brandon on a lap now, heading up to the line. He's 4/10 up. And the final sector says it all. Will he get out? You know he is not. He's P11. And that is Banter Brandon out of qualifying by only just. And as Lewis W crosses the line and goes just behind his teammate, 3rd fastest for Lewis W, as we do have Super Turbo crossing the line, no faster for Turbo, as we do have Jack in the Ferrari up next. He's only a 10th up. Will that get him out of the bottom 5? As they cross the line, Jack goes, and it's only P11 for the Ferrari. That's big names out of qualifying as the Haas of Mitch, 15th fastest. Jeffy Boy crosses the line. Where's Jeffy Boy ended? That's the real question. And Jeff Boy is into Q3. Fanthony sits on P1, only a 10th or a 10th and a half ahead of B-Right. And then Lewis in P3, Epic OG P4, Nick in P5, CJ P6, Jeffy P7, Mirko P8, Super Turbo P9, and Cryptic P10. So they are all off to the top 10 shootout. I said Jace twice, I said Jack and Gold all out in Q2. Damn, that's a lot of invalidations, Mirko. You good? David, can you manage? I don't want to tab off the game because I know it's kind of done weird shit. Q3, yay. And on to the race with 25 laps. Yay. It's not even 25, I think it's like 28 laps now. Something like that. Two McLarens still yet to come out of the pit lane. I wonder what they're waiting for. Around turn 1 and 2 on board with the V-carb of Merkel. Round 3 and in towards turn number 4. Let me just pull up everything on there. I see. Up and down mute me apparently. Okay, that's fine. Good to know. I need to unbind that because I've got my stand mic now, so... Well, it'd be good to... maybe, I don't know. Anyways, we're on board with Merkel still heading round at turn 14, 15 and in towards turn 16 and 17 now. Hello, Mr. Easton. Oh, Merkel goes off the track and cuts the chicane. But he doesn't invalidate. That's interesting from the V-carb driver. What's Red teaching his, what's Red teaching our drivers, eh? Cutting corners are okay. To be fair, it suits. Only season, Red, only season. Oh, somebody's in the wall. And it's not CJ3000, is it? It was CJ in the wall somewhere. He's not broke the wing or anything, so he's, I guess, okay. But we go on board with Merkel once again. 28.711 for the V-carb driver. We do have then, not Cryptic, but I think it's teammate of Super Turbo goes second fastest. What about Crad? Second fastest for Crad. So, Crad has some pace and is better than Turbo's. So that's very interesting to see as Fanfare starts his next run, as well as Lewis and Ben's already in Sector 2. Getting ready for his run. As CJ3000 has invalidated it behind as Jeff Boy's teammate opens the DRS flap. Up to the line comes the Red Bull. And it's P1 for Jeffy Boy, 28.625. And it's provisional P1. Nick on a lap as well. Around the final corner, up to the start-finish straight. What's it going to be for the Ferrari driver of Nick? Across the line, and it's P1, 27.198 for Nick. But what can Lewis do? As the Aston Martin of Epic OJ crosses the line, but I don't think he starts it, finished the lap there. I think he's invalidated it somewhere. As we've got Merkel out there, we've got both the Williams not improving either. We got, I think that's Fanfare in the Mercedes. And Fanfare is pushing. He's got the Williams ahead of him, giving him a little bit of slipstream in towards the final corner we go. Around the final corner, up to the line comes the Mercedes driver, who just gets a little bit more of a tow from the Williams. Up to the line and across he goes, and it's P2 for Fanfare. What about Lewis W in the McLaren? He goes third fastest, just slower than Fanfare, the Red Bull driver of CJ3000. Up to the line, where's it going to be for CJ? As he crosses the line and goes fourth fastest ahead of his teammate of Jeffy Boy, who currently sits fifth fastest. He's not improving. On board now with Mr. B right, heading round turns 18, 19, 20, 21 and in towards 22 is the purple sector 2 for B right, round 23, 4 and then in towards at turn 25. Can B right go pole position? He'll be really hoping to get on that P1 spot as we go round the final corner. Up to the line comes the Mercedes, the McLaren driver. And what's it going to be for B right? He crosses the line. It's a 27.3. B right, P4 with Nick still out in P1. He's going into the pit lane now, but we do also have Epic OJ on a lap. Around the final corner comes OJ, and it's way down on his lap time, into the 40s. So he's going to box, I'm assuming, and put on a fresh set. How did my mouse get over there? Crazy. And the two Williams leave the pit lane once again. Let's go on board with them now, and it's Cryptic leading the way from Super Turbo. This isn't exactly a good strategy, but they both come out and they're right next to each other, so either one's going to get screwed up by dirty air, or the other one's going to succeed because of slipstream. Interesting. I mean, to be fair, Turbo has backed off a little bit, so maybe we'll see something. He's also weaving very aggressively. I can't wait for the race. I genuinely don't want to wait for the race. I just want to get it on with. So far, I've not noticed anything out of the ordinary. Everything seems fine. I say that, and I've drank myself, and I've probably screwed everything up, but we'll see. A lot more drivers coming out of the garages. Half the drivers on track, half in the pit lane. We're on board with Cryptic in towards turn 1 and 2. Let's see what the Williams can do. He used a lot of battery in that final sector on his previous lap, so maybe we'll see something else from Cryptic in towards it. He's using hot lap as well. He's doing a me. But yeah, you learn that hot lap is very overused. And this is why Cryptic's a little bit slow, because I don't even know how the hell Ben got me to be 5/10 within him. But yeah, that's insane. Currently, I'd still be P4 in a McLaren. That's crazy. Maybe I should come back to realistic. Drop the team role boss and, you know, maybe start racing. Maybe go and join Alvaro and Ferrari. Would be fun. A man can dream. A man can dream. Dream winning at Ferrari. Or I can go to Red Bull and follow David Coulthard's, you know, history. Anyways, we're on board with Cryptic. He's used all that battery once again, but across the line goes Williams, and it's only P6. What can Super Turbo do? Just behind him, he's 8/10 up, and across the line Turbo goes, and it's only 7th fastest. He's 1.2 up on his Delta, but he only manages P7 just behind his teammate. A lot more drivers out on track now. CJ3000 will be the next one to set a lap. We're on board with the Red Bull heading down towards turn 22. Yeah. It basically is, Mr. Reese. It basically is. Especially at this track. Like, I feel like maybe at like Silverstone, slight usage isn't that bad for like heading down towards Cops. But it's still like, it burns your battery so much quicker than just, you know, regular pace. Not to mention it helps with the grip and going through corners, because then you're not sliding the rear so often. As CJ crossed the line, only 5th fastest for the Red Bull driver. We have Mirko in the V-car, crossing the line, 7/10 up, and he goes P6. What about Jeffy Boy? Crossed the line, starts his next run. What about Epic OG in the Aston Martin? I mean, even Epic OG is using hot lap. We'll see where he goes. And the end of the session has come. Everybody's on their final runs, and let's hope nobody invalidates them. Across the line, Epic OG goes 5th fastest. The two Williams of Cryptic and Super Turbo will be into the pit lane. And we go on board with current pole sitter Nick as we go all the way round at turn 25, 26, and in towards turn 27. can the Ferrari improve that 27-1, almost a 27-2, to maybe into the 26s? And he crosses the line. It's a 26.977 for Nick. Lewis W now crosses the line. Second fastest for Nick. Fanfinis goes pole with a 26.8. And it's all eyes on B-Right. What can he do? Up to the line comes the Bristol boy. And across the line, it's a 27.0 for B-Right. He does not take pole position. And he will line up on the second row behind his championship rival of Fanfinis. But quality is not over yet. We do have a few drivers still on laps as CJ crosses the line. No improvement. We do have Mirko. He will not be improving either. And Jeffy Boy has invalidated. So yeah, it is the end of session. Okay, cool. So on to the results. Fanfinis does start on pole position, followed by Nick in P2, B-Right P3, Lewis W P4, Epic OJ P5, CG3000 and Rebel P6, Merkel P7, Cryptic in P8, Super Turbo P9, and Jeffrey Boy in P10. There's the stinker himself, back for work. How's it going, Reese? Thoughts on Horner leaving Red Bull as Max going to Mercedes? Well, Nathan had his input, and he's posted it. So I'm going to have my input, and I guess broadcast it as well. Horner getting sacked. I woke up this morning and I seen the news, and I was like, wow, he's been sacked already. That's crazy, and it's midway through the season as well. Mainly, I think it's more or less the Red Bull executives thinking that, oh, well, they've made a really bad car for UK, as well as the Honda representatives thinking, right, okay, we build you the best engine for our prime-eyed driver, UK, but you build him a poor chassis, and you basically not have given him points in several races. I don't remember if he got points in Britain, but yeah, you get my point. I think I combine all of that stuff with when the allocations of Horner and all that were coming up. I generally think all of that came to an agreement and just to sack him. You know what I mean? I mean, it's fair in the end. I mean, I feel like Laurel's been doing a lot better with VCarb than Christian's been doing with Red Bull so far. I mean, he's only been prioritising Max, whereas Laurel probably end up giving both Max and Yuki a good car for the rest of the season to battle for maybe even just a better constructorship point position, as well as maybe getting Max up into the top 3 for the Drivers' Championship, because we all know that P3 for Max is going to drop massively quick if he keeps screwing up. So yeah, depending on Max going to Mercedes, I mean, you've seen Alonso, you've seen Stroll, both had really bad seasons so far. Stroll's had multiple. But in my own opinion, with the fact that there's so many eyes on Stroll, as well as now the Honda executives possibly thinking of removing him because they're going to build Aston an engine, And they might want to either put Max or Yuki into that car. You know what I mean? Because to have with Alonso, that'd be amazing. We all know Alonso's had bad history with Honda, but still. Max could go to Mercedes for 2026, maybe 2027, but George will then have nowhere to go, because I feel like if it's 2027, Piastri will think, oh, McLaren's not treating me right, and move to Red Bull. So I really do think that the 26-27 seasons are going to be a really, really silly season for F1, sorry. Crazy. But anyways, we are on to the grid for the Grand Prix start. We do see just Blaze Hunter lining up in his grid box, very, very slowly. And now we go to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights here in Jeddah. And it's lights out and away we go. That's a great start from Fafness to stay ahead of B-Right, but B-Right's going to go and try and get up next to him. Lewis W fighting with Nick. Round turn 2 we go. And then McLaren still side by side with Ferrari on the exit. Round turn 3 heading down towards turn 4. Will Lewis keep the possession? It's alongside the Ferrari into 4ing. That is Nick through on the McLaren. Further down the order, we do have a nice couple battles down. It's not much side by side through here, but Anthony's has got a lead to B-Right. Almost a second to the Bristol boy. As B-Right now only has Nick behind him. Lewis W just falling down a little bit. Now next to Epic OJ. We do see a lot of changes. Brandon getting overtaken by Jack in the Ferrari. The Mercedes and the Ferrari go battling it here in Jeddah as we go all the way in towards turn 16 and turn 17. As the ass of that is Jay's and goes off track momentarily. As that is Maxi Block getting through on him as well. Further down the order is still single file as we go back on board with the top two. B-Right now closing that gap to Fanfinus. Nick left in the dust. 1.5 is the gap. Lewis W trying to chase down the Ferrari. This is what McLaren need. This is what Lewis wants. He needs to get through onto that podium position, but he's got Epic OJ right behind him as there's a move opening up for Jeff Boy on the inside of the sister team of Mirko, and that's Jeff Boy up to P7. Now he's only going to see a teammate of CJ3000 just ahead of him as we go on to the start-finish straight. Mirko moves to the right side and is trying to overtake both of the Red Bulls in towards turn 1 as contact. All three Red Bulls come together, but Mirko keeps the position ahead of both of them, and Jeff Boy takes the opportunity to get through on his teammate. Cryptic and Super Turbo, a little bit of contact between the two Williams. What's happened there? And Super Turbo goes off the track momentarily as Jeff Boy gets through on Mirko. And CJ, here comes CJ3000 and the other Red Bull. He goes trying to send up the inside on Mirko. He's going to try, but will he succeed? It's still side by side, and that is CJ3000 not making the move on the V-Carb. In towards turn 16 and 17 we go. And there goes CJ3000 finally through on the sister team of Mirko. We've seen Mirko last season getting a lot of points in that car, but unfortunately the grid has amped up as we see a move opening up. I'm going the wrong way, and that's Lewis W getting through on Nick, and Super Turbo gets through on his teammate. Lewis W now into the podium positions, but he's now got only Nick behind him, and he won't have DRS from his teammate, who's now battling it for the lead of the Grand Prix as B-Ray gets the fastest lap and the race lead. Lewis W might be under a little bit of pressure from behind as Nick just looks to try and get through, but there's no opening for the Ferrari. There's Jack and the other Ferrari now side by side with Super Turbo. And there goes Jack through on one of the Williams. He's only got... that's actually Cryptic he got through on, not Super Turbo, but he does have now Super Turbo just ahead of him. So it's going to be an interesting battle there as well. As Nick just keeps his slight distance from Lewis. And further down the order, Epic OJ as well. Fanfinus 3/10, but just behind his B-Right is that. Is Janota getting through on Blaze Hunter. I think he's had a moment somewhere in that sector. We also seen another driver gaining a position, but I don't remember who it was. Banner Brandon outside of the top 10. Oof. Lap 3:25 though, that's not too bad. No safety cars yet. But here comes Fanfin. On B right. Does he have enough straight line speed to get through on the McLaren? Lewis W. Just keeping a massive gap away from Nick. So Lewis W has burned a lot more battery than the Ferrari behind, but that gap is gaining. But with that DRS, Nick is going to come back at him slowly. As we go round the final corner onto the start-finish straight. And here comes Fanfinis, possibly for the lead of the Grand Prix, heading down towards turn 1. Be right. Will he go defensive? He does. No, Fanfinis doesn't even attack him there. He just kind of sits behind and waits. Interesting. So, how do you think all the new cars will hold, like Cadillac, Ferrari? Meh. I've gave my thoughts on this before to you, I swear. As Mitch is in the pit lane, lap 4:25. Does he have damage? He does have damage. He's getting a wing change. And I can't see the damage. But that's an early pit stop for one of the Saubers. Marco and Turbo. Oh, let's have a looky. No, Marco looks good. Turbo looks good. I don't see any damage on him. The race is kind of slowly starting to die down a little bit. I mean, the top two, they've just gone. Lewis is keeping it, and Nick is kind of recharged his battery. What about FOJ? Let's get the telemetry up just to see a little bit better. Do we have a move opening up on the straight? We might have Jack now in the Ferrari trying to close up on Super Turbo. He goes through on the second Williams. Jack into the P9 now. The Ferrari gaining a little bit of speed in the race here. That's good to see. Weird. I mean, maybe they have like slight damage, Nathan. That just not like cosmetic damage. Oh, Gold has damage though. And he's going to go for the move on the Alpine. Is it maybe Cryptic got damage? Have you got your drivers mixed up, Nathan? No, it is just Gold with damage. Okay. Ah, that makes sense. I mean, maybe they've just like scuffed the wall and it's just like a little bit of like end play. Oh, that's a hefty whack for Nick there. I think he's possibly picked up a little bit of damage as he now got DRS on Lewis. But that McLaren in a straight line just looks such like a rocket ship. He's absolutely flying up ahead. And here comes Nick for the second time. Can he get through on Lewis W heading down towards turn 27? He's not deploying. He's chilling in none. Interesting. What about Fanfin is just up ahead? He's on the back of B right. I tried putting my glasses back on, but they're not fitting. Great. Here comes Fanfin. He's still miles behind. Where is the battling? Oh, here. Nope. Never mind. Is there any battling? Yep, there we go. Swapping positions for the Red Bulls. What about Super Turbo getting through on Jack? No. Further down the order, maybe J's and VRB. Nope. Tojo and Gold swapping. There we go. Not bad battling. Who knew Jeddah would be actually this boring? And Nick is looking at that gap. He really is looking to try and get that move done on Lewis. Jeff Boy's up close next to CJ3000 as VRB picks up a 3-second time penalty as Gold and Tojo swap places once again. As the DRS will open for Nick. Will he try and get through on the McLaren driver? No, not going to happen. Crypto picks up a 3-second time penalty. Jeffy gets through on his teammate. What's with drivers just sitting behind my drivers? Like, what's going on here? Finally, Nick tries to make a move on the hard tyres, round the outside on Lewis W. And into the braking zone, he's well ahead of Lewis. But Lewis might try and come back on him. It was a massive snap for the McLaren. DRS opens up, but that is just so far behind Nick. And even Fanthenis can't get through on B-right. Let's actually have a look at this strategy. We got a few starting on the hards, Tojo, Giannotti and Nick. Where the rest are on the medium compound. Which is very interesting actually. Is Tojo and Gold once again swapping positions. They're still side by side. These two are battling. And it's funny, Gold's supposed to be charged as a tier 1 driver. And he's currently battling, well, an Alpine. Which is much slower. Oh, maybe it's the damage actually, yeah. No safety car? Yeah, no. I know, Reese, I know. Oh, Nick has actually gapped Lewis. I think Lewis is making too many mistakes, which means he's started to drop off from the Ferrari driver. As even Fanthenis can't even catch up to Ben. Like, he's really struggling behind this McLaren. And there goes Banner Brandon on the inside of Super Turbo. The Williams will not be this elegant to get overtaken by. As he comes back on the Mercedes driver. Will he try and get the move done? But Brandon's just got a little bit more battery than the Williams driver. The Williams tries to get up next to him, but it's just too far behind. So Brandon into the top 10. Can you do this little battling? You know what I mean? It's crazy. Oh, that's an ambitious move from Cryptic there, as even Tojo goes through. Oh no, VRB, sorry. Why do we get the onboards like that, man? Just give us the offboards. Lewis W now 2.3 behind Nick. Lewis is really, really slow, it looks like. So it won't be a double McLaren podium. But it will be a Ferrari podium. And that's Nathan giving the signal to box. Is it smart? We'll see. Super Turbo picks up a 3-second time penalty. Fanthenis still can't get through on B-right. Is Epic right up the back of Lewis W. Will he get the move on the McLaren done? He goes to the right side of the McLaren. And Epic up to P4. Lewis down to P5 now. As both the Red Bulls stay out. As Blaze Hunter and Giannotti go side by side round the final corner. Aston versus V-Garb. And the V-Garb with Giannotti comes out on top. As Super Turbo's into the pit lane and onto the fresh mediums. The two stop opting for the Williams driver. Lewis W right on the back of Epic He's going to go for the move on the Aston Martin round the outside. Does he go late on the brakes? No, he doesn't. He backs out, allowing the Epic just to keep the position for now. Wait until he gets the DRS. Nathan, can we get Lewis's tyre percentage? Super Turbo down in P19 now after that pit stop. Keep an eye on him. The 2-stop is kind of questionable, but maybe he'll make it work somehow as we go on to the start-finish straight on board with Fanthenis, who still can't keep up with B-Right. And even Epic is struggling behind, just ahead of Lewis. And Epic OG goes into the pit lane. That's another very early pit stop as well as CJ3000. A lot of drivers opting for the 2-stop. Very, very interesting. Damn. Good to know. Real question is, when will the top 5 box? And Super Turbo's back into the pit lane. What's happened? What's happened to Turbo? What? Oh, he didn't get a wing change. So you were right, Nathan. He did have damage. Interesting. And it's yellow flags. Who's round? It's the Williams of Cryptics in the wall, and it's a safety car. The fact that you get your like 20-year-olds telling you that you were right is crazy. But that's perfect for those that haven't boxed. No, ghosting should be off. Hold on, let me go check. Yeah, ghosting's off. So Be Right will come out back in the lead ahead of Fanthrinus, Nick, Jeffy Boy, and then Lewis W, who's going to come out behind Epic OJ. Or mainly just, let's see what happens outside the pit lane. It's Lewis W ahead. Right, I'm calling red crazy. Forget that V car, by the way. That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh, wow. Very slippy slidey there from Mitch. A lot of drivers into the pit lane. Damn. What do you mean get that V car by the way, bro? It's behind you. It's crazy to think that Jeffy Boy actually cooked somehow. Unless he's on old tires. No, he's on fresh. Wow. Available for a late safety car? Man. Actually, while the safety car's under for another lap, we're going to get a drink of water. We'll get a drink of good water. Nothing beats good. Good. No drinking during the race, please. Oh, poof off. I'm leaving at the end of the season. Sack me now or sack me later. It's up to you. Literally just water, bro. Mixed in with a few gamer subs. Put me in his ad real crazy. I think Nico will actually cook with this, because if he manages to gap Fanth and Ben with the mediums and make them last like maybe a soft range, he'd still probably get a podium. But it is questionable though. It is questionable. So the safety car is in this lap. Oh, and that's Blaze Hunter getting a severe penalty, as well as, oh, a lot of drivers at the back there. What is going on here? Why is Gold slow? What? What was that all about? Random. Anyways, we're back on board with B-Right and Fanfinus. And there goes Ben, back on the power, and off we go. There's a little bit of chaos at the back of the grid. What's going on? Oh, there's an Alpine of VRB into the wall. What was that about? Interesting. Well, the race is back underway, and Fanfinus has gotten overtaken by, that is Nick into P2. Fanfinus with an awful restart, drops down to 3rd position. Over the curb he goes. It looked like he wasn't even using any right out there. Interesting, Fanf. As Super Turbo gets through on Blaze Hunter. The Aston Martin picking up 20 seconds of penalties as well. That's crazy. His Cryptic leads the session. But yeah, it's still pretty quiet. B-Right, fastest lap of the Grand Prix so far. It's still pretty single file. As we do actually see Mirko trying to get a move done. A bit further down the order, Blaze Hunter and Gold side by side, heading in towards turn 1. Gold is ahead. Oh, Jay's touching the wall there. You would think Saudi would be a really good race. Commentary, not so much. It just feels slow. Next going faster. Blaze Hunter with another 3-second time penalty. Oh, and there's somebody around. I think that's Blaze Hunter. Yes, it is. Blaze is in the wall somewhere, and I cannot seem to get on board with anybody that's next to him, but maybe we'll get on board with Mitch, maybe. It looks like the Aston Martin has lost the car and binned it coming around turn 13. It's not a safety car. Let's see if there's any debris on track. Yeah, there's a little bit. Oh, and Jay's very slippery there. Damn, that's how quick everybody else is, man. Look at that. Already crossing the line to go in lap 15 at 25. And Epic Oji gets through on Mirko. Banner Brandon running P9. Probably. Poor Barry. By the way, that contract's for 2 seasons as well, Nathan. So I feel very sorry for Barry. Yeah, Blaze is full time and he's on a 2-season contract with Aston Martin. Barry's the Aston Martin team principal. How about not right now, David? Yeah. No, mate, it is. I know Barry, and it's not Blaze, trust me. It was questionable, yeah, but... Yeah. And VRB, I think, is retired in the pit lane. Oh, no. I know. It's random. Yeah, see when you retired VRB, it really did weird stuff at the front. As now he picks up a 3-second time penalty. Well, that's 5 million away from Alpine. For retiring. The team gets fined when you retire. Oh, here comes Fanfare. It's on the Ferrari of Nick. He just couldn't get the move done there as Lewis running P5, 4 seconds ahead of CJ. Oof. I don't think drivers understand that retiring really screws everything up for the team. When they should. Oh, somebody's round. It is Ginoudi in the wall. He gets off the track, but there's nobody behind him, so he doesn't need to worry. That's unfortunate for Ginoudi as well, man. Well, Ben got that gap from Nick. But now Nick needs to defend from Fantinus. And here comes the Dutch driver now. No move done as of yet. But this is going to slowly help Lewis. He's within that 3 seconds of Jeffy Boy. So if Jeffy stays ahead of him, he's still getting that position. So technically, he's P4. As Fantinus now gets through on Nick. What do you mean, Nathan? It's Genauber. What are you on about? It's Genauber. As Epigoji gets through on CJ3000. And here comes Gold in the V car, right behind Super Turbo. He goes to the right and through goes Gold for P12. Let's go back on board with the front runners. It's still pretty quiet, to be fair. Now Fantinus is starting to catch back up to B right, and that gap is starting to get into that 1 second window. And Ben's all out of deployment. As both the Sauber swap places, Ginoudi is into the pit lane. Oh, Nick's tires are gone apparently. That's that might put Lewis onto the podium then. Because if Nick still needs to box, Lewis has got a definite podium. Huh. I forgot about that. Did Nick start on the hards, no? Yeah, Nick started on the hards, so then, yeah. Oh, and CJ3000 with a 3-second time penalty as well. Damn. Oh, and look at that. Look, Nick has ran out of his battery, actually. Like, completely ran out. He's really trying to keep up. Look at him. He just keeps burning. Super Turbo gets through on gold. We've got a few laps remaining. Yay. Oh, a lot of curb there from Lewis. What do you mean? Who's on cup? If I've done comms for realistic for over a season, what are you on about? See, this is how much this guy's out of the loop. Crazy. Now be right just ahead of Anthony's. Half a second separating the two of them. I feel like it's getting harder and harder to commentate. Past my prime already, that's crazy. So on board with Anthony, he's got a full battery saved up, so is Ben. And Ben's not even pushing to defend, so still the same, still the top 5 is the same. I'm surprised Nick is actually managing to keep up with these guys, not gonna lie. I mean, Nick doesn't need to make another pit stop. He started on a hard compound. He's went to the mediums under safety car. Yeah, well, you could blame Nathan because he's unwell, apparently. Or couldn't make it. I usually have a lot more energy to do comms. It's just the Saudi race has just been very boring. For me personally, there's like not much to commentate on at this given time, but yeah. Oh, it will be close though, Nimble. It will. Oh, and Nick's got a 3-second time penalty. So does Epic OJ. Well then, if Lewis doesn't get one, I think he's in the clear for a P3. If Fantheris gets one, even more interesting. Here comes Fantheris on B-right. He goes for the move on the inside. Fantheris retakes control of the lead of the Grand Prix as Tojo will come out in blue flags. Oh, don't worry, mate. This is the last season, and then I'm done. Simple as that. So, no more McLaren glazing on stream. CJ3000 with another 3-second time penalty. That's put him out of the top 10. As even Merkel goes through on him. In a somewhat sense, Bjorn, yeah. I used to really enjoy it, and then I was looking really forward to doing all the budgets and all that for this season, but I just still don't understand them, and I keep forgetting things. I'm generally like really forgetting everything. I get tested for dementia. Because I feel like I'm forgetting a lot more recently. Could be a coincidence, could be because I'm lazy, but wouldn't hurt to get checked. Yeah, that too. Anyways, here comes B-Right on the side of Fanfinus. Ooh, almost into the back. He almost lost his wing there. Come on, Ben. Head in, man. Here comes Jack and CJ. CJ 3000 losing a lot of positions now. Down to P11 with the finishing, obviously, with a 6-second time penalty. Will put him behind Maxi block, so it's going to be one Red Bull out, one Red Bull in. And off the track goes Nick once more time. I wouldn't say they were difficult, I just forgot how to do them. Like, it got way complicated when I took control. I want to get a little bit more into it and a little bit more, you know, close to accuracy, I guess. But now this season we've kind of stepped back away from that, and it's getting, it's like supposed to be simplified. Oh, there goes Jeffy Boy on the inside of Nick. And that's Jeffy Boy up to P3. Very good. And here comes Ben. Oh, again. Oh, he's tapped the back of Fanfinus. Only 3 laps remain here in Jeddah. And it's a very close fight for the top 5 for podium position. And it's very close from the top 3 to win here in Saudi Arabia. Jeffy finishing P4 would be mega. Oh, and they're just saving battery. I think Ben's starting to struggle now. Even Lewis is starting to save his battery. He's getting ready. The Super Turbo picks up a 3-second time penalty. I wonder when they're going to start fighting, because this is going to get interesting. I'd give it a 3, maybe a 4. I mean, there was a little bit of action at the start, and then it just disappeared. As Lewis W goes through on Nick for P4. The Ferrari, I think, is now starting to struggle with a lot of tyre wear. Oh, and Lewis is into the wall! Oh, no! He doesn't get damaged though, but he's lost a lot of time to Jeffy Boy, who now looks to make a move, and there goes Ben! Had a massive looking Fanfinus there, just stays behind the Mercedes, but Lewis W on the power into the wall. Tyres are dead. And I wonder what they're going to do with Nick. Still 2 laps including, well, 1 lap including, 2 laps including this one. It's interesting to say the least. The Jeffy Boy up in the P3. Jeffy's got a lot of potential, but he's had a lot of unlucky races recently. Banana curse strikes again, crazy. I mean, if it wasn't for Jeffy's 3 seconds, that podium would have went massively for Red Bull. Oh, and there's yellow flags. Somebody's round. That's the Alpine. Is it an Alpine? It's not an Alpine. Who is it? Who binned it? Is it Tojo? It was Tojo. Okay. So the time has come. Will we be seeing a move opening up for one of these drivers? Here comes B-Ray on the back of Fanfinus. The top 3 only separated within seconds of each other. The top 5 still separated within seconds. Lewis W just on the edge of getting that DRS. He's not got the battery to keep up though. It's now B-Right is trying to defend from Jeffy Boy behind. It's a very interesting final lap of the Grand Prix. As we do it further down the order, Brandon getting through on Jack for P8. That's another good result from Mercedes if he finishes there. Max Block as DJ swapping places, Max into the top 10. And there goes Fanfin. He's deploying everything he can to stay ahead of B-Right. But the real question is, will he manage around turn 13 for the final time this Grand Prix? B-Right looks to get a race win out of this, and Fanfin likes to add to his total right now of the season races wins, if I can English correctly. Let's see, can Ben do it? He's gapped Jeffy Boy behind. DRS open for the McLaren. Fanfinis isn't deploying. B-Right's got 2 DRS zones to get this move done. He goes a little bit deep in towards turns 23 and 24. He activates DRS once again. That is Fanfinis just edging out a little bit ahead. And I don't think Ben's going to do it. We go around the final corner here in Jeddah. Fanfinis comes around to win in Jeddah. Fanfinis wins the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. B-Right will be absolutely devastated. He was on for the race win and he just couldn't overtake Fanfinis towards the end. But Fanfinis takes the race win here in Jeddah and adds to the tally of his this season race wins. And Lewis will come home to finish 3rd, as well as Jeffy in 4th, Nick in 5th, and Mirko all the way down in P6. Super Turbo finishes 12th, Gold will be 13th, Mitch, Ginaudi, then Jays and Tojo. Very interesting stuff. I will be doing commentary, fan Ben and Lewis, if you can hear me. I'm in the comments box right now, so if you want to jump in, then feel free. So on to the podium celebrations. Fanfinis is on top once again this season. The Dutchman displaying impressive efforts in that Mercedes seat. Alongside him, Ben and Lewis in the McLarens. What an interesting race that was. So, there was only 4 this week, and it's, well, 3 this week. Fanfinis, Jeff, and Jays. I'll probably add more to that to make it 5 for the selection, but yeah. So, as I said multiple times, Fanfinis wins here in Saudi Arabia, joined by B-Right, Lewis W, Jeffy Boy in P4, Nick P5, Mirko P6, Epic OJ P7, Banner Brandon P8, Jack C in P9, Maxi P10, CJ P11, Super Turbo P12, Gold P13, Mitch in 14th, Ginaudi 15th, Jays 16th, Tojo 17th, and the bottom 3 all DNFing, VRB, Blaze Hunter, and Cryptic. So I think we'll get ready for podium interviews. Lewis W, P3 in the McLaren, mate. Did you expect to see yourself up there, or was it kind of a surprise?
I was hoping for more, to be honest, mate.
Ah.
I was hoping for more. Yeah, tough race, man. Really tough race. It was a slow start. Yeah, got stuck behind Epic OJ early on. We had a little battle, then he seemed to go AI or seemed to disconnect, which cost me 2 seconds. It allowed Jeffy to get back in. So yeah, from there on out, I couldn't really get back to the front of the pack, and then I lost vibrations in my controller again. So I was struggling for traction. It was tough, but yeah, happy with the P3. Shame Ben couldn't get the win, and congratulations to Fanth.
All right then, thank you, Lewis, and congrats on the P3, mate.
Thank you, mate.
So we will go on to now B right, the other McLaren. Ben, it was a very tough race out there with you and Fanfinis. We've seen Nick up in P2 as well. You looked like you had it, but at the end it just kind of all withered away. Give me your thoughts on the race, mate.
Yeah, no, good race. You've got to give it to Fant at the end of the day. Great pace. I think maybe the car's overperforming a little bit, but it's the game, you know. It's what you got to expect, but hats off to him at the end of the day. Yeah, race wasn't too bad. Medium stint as well. Sometimes I was out doing Fant in some places. Didn't really want the safety car to come because I think Fant would have boxed and he would have had probably worse hards towards the end. So the safety car didn't help at all yet. It kept the position where I was, but anyway, after the safety car, held my own. I tried to push as much as I could, so I probably took a bit too much out of the tyre in that first opening sort of stint of the hards. I thought I could keep Fant out, but he obviously had better tyres and battery after he got past Nick, so not much I can do there. A bit of my fault, just trying maybe not overtaking and staying in the dirty air. I had a snap coming through the final, not the final corner, but the one before it, and I was absolutely fine going through there every time. And then I thought I would have got him. I had a bit more like straight line speed than him. Yeah, a little bit disappointed, but listen, it's still a P2. Got to be delighted. It's great points for the team. I think it's going to be very hard to catch Fant this season, the way he's driving and the way he's performing. So yeah, that's off to him.
All right, thank you, Ben, and congrats on the P2, mate.
Cheers, mate.
So we will now go and speak with the race winner, Fanfinis, the championship leader as of now, and it looks to me like that gap is growing between you and Ben. So another very successful race from you. Why don't you walk us through it, mate?
Suey. Let's go. Oh, what a race.
Yeah,
What a hard race as well.
it was.
Happy to first to take a pole position. That was a good start of the week again. Yeah, the race went how I wanted it. Just got ahead, pulled a bit away. I thought that Ben would get Nick on the start, so that happened. Stay with Ben, pulled away. A little bit I expect to happen, and then I feel like he had a bit more pace on the mediums than me. Especially at the end of my stint, because I was barely hanging on. Then the safety came. I was expecting to pit his lap as well, so that helped me, helped Ben. I don't know who it really helped. Then I had the safety car. Nick was on the medium, so I expected him to be good at the start. Well, it did. I let him through. Overtook him right before I needed it. Exactly the moment I needed it. Got back into Ben's DRS. And then they leave it, overtook him, and managed it from there. I knew he was trying to save everything for the last lap, same as me, and he made the mistake on the most crucial corner for the last lap, I think, and for a last lap overtake, and I won. So yeah, he could have gotten me, he maybe wouldn't have had me. It was all just a bit, yeah, if, yeah. What would have happened, I don't know. It would have all depended as well on the last corner. I wanted to well thank DJ Harvey to be an engineer again. It helps massively. Helps keep me calm and everything, so.
Yeah.
Big help, very big help. And congratulations to Lewis and Ben, of course, for getting the podium, and thanks for commentating as well.
No worries, fan. Congratulations on the win, mate. So with that, guys, we end our saga here in Jeddah. Thank you for tuning in, and we will all see you next week. Bye for now.